Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for the 2019-20 exhibited series on the Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sports. Today, we'll be able to race on Dragon Trail Seaside for 19 laps, and we'll be ready to go fast to use the Group 1 category prototype race car. So this is going to get everything. We'll be prepared to get started. So we'll be able to do for racing regulations, we'll be able to use for racing soft and medium tires. So this is going to get everything. We'll be able to drive faster to take some few corners on the Seaside layout. Now it's time to get ready to choose an LMP1, Vision GT, and a Group C car. So time to get ready to use with the Audi R18 2016 with the Total Drama World Tour Library Team Victory. So let's go and get started. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy anytime you want for one excellent entertainment. So let's go and get ready to get started. Okay, everything is all set and ready to go for this time of the race. So looks like it's time to get prepared to take on 19 laps around on Dragon Trail Seaside. So this is going to be able to take for only few skills of the driving ratings performance. We might be able to do the best we can. So this is going to be a very fast LMP1 race for every Group 1 challenges. So I hope that this is going to be able to do very well, that this is going to get everything will drive fast for every prototype race car is going to get everything will drive fast. So good thing that this is going to might need to take few tire strategies, that this is going to be able to do it by the choice. So here we go. Let's get ready to drive until we are ready to go. Alright, here we go. This is round 4 of the 2019-20 exhibition series on the Nations Cup on GT Sports. So we are good to go to get ready to see how this is going to be good. So here we go. Looks like Curtis Boyce is now taking on the first place by the pole position start. And here's Jardine Love is ready to go with the TS050 Hybrid. Third place is Assault Rickilla is now going to be able to get ready to use a Toyota race car. So it looks like PFC 2K12 is going with the Audi R18. Legend 162707 goes in as well. Leather Meat is ready to drive for the 2016 Audi R18, and looks like Mr. ODC is ready to go with the Mazda LM55 Vision GT. Need Rickhouse 13 goes on the Porsche 919 Hybrid. And DCC 187 is going to go with the R18 in 9th place. AKC XL 298 is now going to be ready to go. And looks like Grill Daddy T is going to go golden for the R18. And here's Haywood for the Porsche 919 Hybrid. And looks like here is the stock man with the first generation Audi R18. King Sip joins in on the race with using the Porsche library. AMP X4 is now ready to join in for the race, and here we go. I'm about to be ready to start on 16th place for the Total Drama World Tour Library. And here 17th place is PSRT Slugs Line for the Audi R18 2011, and Castor 11 Polex for the Le Mans 2011 is going to be good to get ready. Now this is going to be a one fast race challenge, so we have to be prepared to choose a fuel map whenever we have to do it. This is going to be the important prototype race event. It's going to get everything will be started out for. And it's going to be 18 drivers going to take on in the Seaside layout of Dragon Trail is going to be on the way. So here we go. This is going to be good to take the green light by the start. So let's go and get ready for the fast race will begin. So it's going underway. Now it's going to be quite very extremely faster challenges. It's going to be able to do everything we can because it's going to get very skillful and it's very challenging. So just going to be able to use it wisely because it's about to get very collision that we have to be able to drive fast as much as possible to be able to stay concentrated. But it's going to be very rough if we have to be able to survive this. It's going to get very closer and oh, looks like this is going to be a very messy situation to see it here out there, folks, because this is going to be a very hard collision that we have to be able to avoid it. Now, looks like yellow flag called in by the sign is going to get everything has to do it. So this is going to be very tougher on this one. And it looks like this is going to be pretty intense to see how this might be very good to be able to do it. But it is going to be a very intense, challenging for every Group 1 drivers could probably able to stay on it. Now it's going to be very challenging by the basic, so it definitely might be able to go hard to be on the advanced is going to go in. Now going in onto the bus stop corner, just going to be able to use that turn very wisely, stay on the throttle to be well maintained. So it's going to be well capable to be able to take the courage if any driver could probably able to take it. This is going to be a very challenging situation for this time of the race, folks, because it's going to get very fast and very challenging, so it is going to be able to do plenty of skill paces to be able to step in to get in there, because it's going to be a long way of a lineup is going to be on the way. Now moving on in onto the second lap, because this is going to be a very tough survival race, just like the Circuit de la Stardust race for only 5 laps of the running moment. So it definitely might be go there because it's going to be a very long way to be able to drive fast and quick, because it's going to be able to take a lot of tough corners that this is going to go in. Now looks like certainly that this is going to be able to see how the penalty is going to be able to go on, because every prototype race car could probably able to take the challenge. This is going to be able to do a lot of risk for every mid-engine and all-wheel drive prototype cars are definitely might be able to stay on track. Is going to be challenging situation is going to be on the way, so it's going to be able to do a lot of closer edge that this is going to need to take a little bit more distance time to go there. Now it's going to be able to take plenty of turns, so luckily if I could probably able to take falling up on the apex and then just going to be able to make sure that to avoid the orange barrier that could probably able to have an easy stopping slam that might be quite causing the collision to be able to be triggered to be occurred for. Now it's going to be able to be very exercise caution. It's going to be able to go all the way in. Now going on in onto the third lap, so this is going to need to see how this is going to be good for. Looks like Jardine Love takes the lead, and now looks like this is going to be quite faster advantage. It's going to be able to see how the top 3 drivers are now going in to be able to take a lot of skillful turns. It's going to be able to do it, but it's going to be taking a long ways that this is going to need to take a lot of skill rating. We might be able to go in. Now this is going to get everything a lot of tough times that this is going to need to stay in it. It's going to be able to take a little bit longer length that this is going to need to take for. Just going to be able to change up the limits. It's going to be able to stay on track, so it's going to be able to get close because it's going to get very rough on the turns. It's going to be able to drive fast, to be able to drive quick, to be able to go in. Now it's going to be able to take for only 14 seconds on the gap, so there's that yellow flag to be able to call in on this one, folks. So it looks like Letter Meat just got spun over and then slammed on the barrier, so he'll be back on the recovery. So it's going to get pretty intense to be able to stay on the current progression. And oh, looks like that was a hard, close call to see it. Just going to be able to drive carefully before any driver could probably easier to be overtaken to be able to proceed. Now it definitely might be going in and just going to take that inside turn at the last corner, and now going to press on in onto the 4th lap. We might be able to go in, but luckily that this is going to get pretty challenging to stay on track, but it's going to be able to do it. If this is going to be, oh, looks like that was definitely might be pretty good risk call to see this one, so good thing finally saved it, and then gonna stay on it, and then gonna be able to take a little bit more time, but then this is gonna get everything will be stay risk that this is gonna need it for 2 drivers are now going to be able to go on, and then this is going to be able to take for only a few lengths of the turns. Is going to get everything strategized to see it. So it's going to be a very rough ride on this one, folks. But it is definitely might be quite possible if any driver can take it. This is going to be a very hard expectation. Is going to need to do it because it's going to be able to take the long ways to be able to catch up, because few map strategies is definitely might be able to do. Importantly, that this is going to need to do a lot of upper ways, that this is going to get everything stay on track. Now gonna have to get back on the track because this is going to be able to take a lot of few advantage. Is going to be able to stay in. So it's going to be a very hard point that this is going to be able to find the easy ways to be able to catch up. Take the long rope, and then this is going to get in, and looks like finally got it in on it. So back on in onto 14th place until this is going to get everything has to stay in, because it only takes for only few gap distance on any different position. So it's going to get very longer that might be able to take all the way in for, because any skillful drivers is definitely might be able to come in, and then looks like this is going to get everything might be able to do it. Now looks like moving on in onto the 13th place. So this is going to get pretty challenging ways to do it without having the cones to be assist. So this is going to be a very challenging moment. Is going to be able to stay in it. So luckily, if I could probably be able to take it, this is going to be a very caution race. Is going to be able to go in there. So let's just going to make sure to be able to following up the sign whenever if we have to. So luckily, this is going to be able to have a recent outcome after this race ends. So, okay, looks like Castro 11 Polex is now passing me, and now this is going to get everything has to get back on the current position. Is going to need to do speed work. It's going to get in there. So it definitely might be able to get closer, because the bus stop is definitely might be the pretty tricky skill. So it definitely might be able to save a lot of speed that before coming in, because it's going to get very collision course that this is going to be able to stay in. Now looks like this is going to be doing well to see. This is going to be able to take a lot more time for it. So moving on into the 6th lap, but this is going to be able to do all the way in. PSRT Slug Lime is now definitely might be on in 11th place. Just going to be able to take a little bit more time to catch up, because getting a lot of heavy turns is going to get very intense to see it. Every LMP1 race cars are now going to be able to do perfectly to be able to take the skillful moments, but it's going to be able to have a hard choice of a pick to see. This is going to be able to have a one prototype race car brand will be able to take the winning spot, that this is going to be able to take the chances for. And oh, looks like PSRT Sluglime is now definitely might be caught up on the by losing up the edge. So this is going to be a very hard one for this race, folks, because this is going to be able to take a little bit careful skills to do it. It's going to get everything well risked, that this is going to have to keep a proper control for every Group 1 car. It's going to be very extreme on the rough, on the edges. It's going to get everything has to be braced themselves, because it's going to be able to do for only one drive fast, pace quick. It's going to get in there. But luckily, it's going to be a very challenging one that this is going to need to stay all the way in. Luckily, continuing on to be able to currently on the 11th place. Now, looks like DCC 187 is in 3rd place, so he did pretty well. Taking a lot of patient moments, is going to be able to do pretty lucky to be able to take a lot of faster skills that this is going to need to do any more moments. Is going to be able to stay on it, because this is going to be able to do all the long ways to be able to go in. And looks like PFC 2K12 just got spun out, and now he's about to get back on track for a recovery run. It's going to get in there. But luckily, this is going to be a very challenging situation for all of us, that will be able to be prepared for the most hard racing edge on the challenge of the event. Is going to get everything will be prepared. Now it's going to be able to do for one technical advanced speeding S turns. Is going to be able to go all the way in, because current drivers from behind is definitely might be able to coming back in for it. So luckily, this is going to be able to take a lot of few paces to go. but it's going to be able to get closer because the tire rate is definitely might be able to go in. Now it's going to be able to do it, but luckily it is. Now going in onto the bus stop corner, and now looks like Real Daddy T is currently on in 12th place, so he'll be able to get back on the run. So it's definitely might be quite very excited to see this one, but it's going to be able to go in, and then luckily other drivers are now going to be able to do some tire changes at the pits. So this is going to might need to be able to do some new fresh starts. Is going to go in. Now luckily Shadin Love is in the lead, so it looks like he is going way behind from us, and now this is going to get everything has to step up and keep up on the throttle, because this is going to be able to take the long lane, is going to be able to go there, because it's going to get very challenging ways that this is going to need to stay on the throttle to be able to do every clean lap of the race. But it also might be able to overcome our strength of the strategy. It definitely might be need to get everything to do a lot of obstacle course that this is going to get everything in. Now it's going to be able to get closer. Looks like Real Daddy T is going to be able to pass on my current position. Just going to be able to make his window open, and then here comes the turn. Probably he did, and now looks like he's going on the inside, and now he is going on in 11th place. Now this is going to be able to take a little bit more time to get back on the run, so luckily that this is going to be able to take plenty of skillful paces left to go, but this is going to be a very long length that this is going to get in there. But I hope so, but it's going to get very closer to be able to keep the good eyes on the front tires. It's going to be able to get loosened up on the grip. Now he's entering on the pits, and now passes on into 11th place, and then this is going to get pretty excellent for the number of laps will be remaining. So 10 more to go, so looks like this is going to be able to do it much perfectly by the time comes for it, because it's going to get everything will be well tire made that this is going to be able to keep up the pressure for it. Now looks like PSRT Slug Lime is now definitely might be going in, and oh, looks like he almost slammed me through this one, so that's going to be able to be very respectful during the time of the race. Now it's going to be quite good to check on the rear view for taking a quick check until this is going to get everything has to be back on it. Just going to be able to make sure that the radar is going to be able to keep in track of some racing movements to be able to coming in, and looks like he passes me, and now this is going to be able to take that turn. Now that was definitely might be quite doing good to be able to take some good standard understeer capability, so it's only just for a mid-engine prototype car. It definitely might be able to go in. Now looks like this is going to have to take it in to be able to catch up on it. Now this is going to be able to take the challenging skills to see how every racer can do it, because every capabilities also to find the good skills will be able to come to make its good performance skills to be able to go in. Now it looks like DCC 187 is in the pits, and now going to be able to stop at 10th place. So he'll be able to get back on the run until he'll be able to be back on 3rd place in no time. Now here we go. This is going to be good to take 9 more laps to go. And this is going to get pretty excellent to see this is going to be able to take the duration by the time during the part of each segment of the race. It's going to get in to be able to do a lot of chance to be able to go there. Now it's going to get very closer to see how this might be doing it. PSRT Slug Slime is now definitely might be able to stay concentrated that this is going to get everything going on, and oh, looks like he definitely lost it. He actually lost his grip, and now he's got spun out. So this is going to be quite seeing the moment of this race, folks, because this is going to be a very challenging, like the WEC is definitely might be quite very challenging to turn out to be. So this is going to be able to drive like a pro to be able to do it. Jadin Love is in the pits, and now he's going to be able to stop at 3rd place, and now coming back in 2nd. Now it's going to be quite very good to see this is going to be able to do for a well-determined choice for any other drivers to be able to get there. But it's going to be a very good strategize for having a lot of good tires that this is going to need to do a lot of very good capability skills that this will might be able to go in to be sure. So looks like XL is now coming out in the pits, and now he's going to be back on the rush. So it definitely might be able to get a little halfway amount of the fuel by 50% remaining. So this is going to get everything it has to do it. So it's going to be quite very good to see this is going to be able to take plenty of tires that this is going to be able to go in tap a bit, because it also shows on the front it's going to be able to take a lot of duration of the effect of the tires. It's going to be able to go there. So this is going to be good to take one pit stop for use, because it's going to be quite very good for taking a lot of strategy grip that this is going to need to stay on. Now looks like going to check on Haywood on the top left of the driver list. Is definitely might be very good to see it. He did pretty well, so looks like taking a good skills will be able to catch up onto the top position. Who might be able to do his best. So it's definitely might be able to do for one skilled challenger driver is going to be able to go in. Now it's going to be, oh man, can't believe it, that was so close and got slammed by the barrier. So be remembered that this is going to be a very tough one on the bus stop corner. So looks like MX4 passes me, and now this is going to be able to have the time to be able to do some repairs. So this is going to be able to have a called in to be able to going in onto the pits. Now that was definitely might be able to need it for. Now looks like going to go in and use the racing soft tires, and then everything is going to be quite good to be needs to be able to have no refuel on it. So this is definitely might be very good to be able to have a one tough race to be able to go in. Now looks like going back on the run again, and then this is going to be able to have a new soft tires is definitely might be able to go in, because it's going to be quite very long ways to be able to catch up. And then looks like Real Daddy T is now going to be able to catch up onto Legend 162707 until he'll be able to be on the way on to 10th place. So it's going to be able to take some time that this is going to be able to take a long length of the gap distance. It's going to be able to go there. Curtis Boyce is now in the lead, so hope he's going to do it, because this is going to be able to have this win on the Group 1 race, because it's going to get very excellent to be able to do it out there. It looks like Asimo is in the pits, and now looks like King Sip takes on in 3rd place. That this is going to be able to take a lot of good determined drivers will be able to have a 3rd place takeover. That this is going to be able to do very interesting to see it. So every race can also to have a lot of tire changes out there, because it's going to get very rushed up on it, because it's going to get everything has to do a lot of speed to be able to get there. Now looks like this is going to be able to go on in until only 6 more laps to go. So currently on in onto the 13th lap. So this is going to be able to do an excellent run that this is going to need to keep up on it. Just going to be able to take a little bit more time on the progress that this is going to need to take a lot of speed to get there. Only 8.1 seconds gap ahead on Real Daddy T is going to be able to do progressively that this is going to be able to get there. So it's definitely might be able to get a long ways to be able to catch up, because few other clean turns is going to be able to take the long skills. It's going to be able to do properly. So it's going to be able to be very successful on the Dragon Trail Seaside. It's going to be easier, and the challenging harder it gets on the bus stop corner. So just going to be able to think strategize to be able to have the time on the race. Just going to be able to go on and then take that bus stop corner. Is going to be able to do for only one upper speed, and then mid speed will be able to come out at the last. Now it's going to be very good to be able to have a one good tire recommend by the start of the race to be able to use for the racing medium compound tires, and then using the soft tires at the middle of the race. So this is going to be able to do determined choices to be made. Now press on in onto the 14th lap, and this is going to get everything has to do it, because a lot of catching up rush to do, and every other drivers are now going to be on the way to be able to go for. So we're on 16 drivers on the list, and we are still keeping up onto the skills of every race we will always to get, because it takes plenty of practice that this is going to get. Everything has to do more if we have to succeed or survive the race if we can, because it might be able to prevent for a lot of good skills to be able to take a lot of more pressure to be able to go in by the rush. Now it's just going to be able to change up the fuel map, and then this is going to be able to do well to be able to give a little bit more extra power, that this might be able to give a one good adjust to be able to stay on track. We'll be able to do it fine. So luckily that this is going to be able to do a lot of determined skill made to do it. Okay, that was definitely might be able to have a little distraction going on, folks, because this is going to get everything needs this to be able to make sure, because any skillful drivers from behind is going to might need to be able to have a little chance to go in. Now it's going to be able to go on until we're on the 15 laps, so this is going to be able to take for only 4 more to go, because we'll be able to make it there, folks, because this is going to be able to take a lot of faster pace. It's going to get in there, but luckily it is going to be able to take a lot of racing moment. It's going to need to take plenty more skills to be very patient for this time, so it's going to get everything in. So looks like Curtis Boy is in the pits now. He's about to be able to change up the tires and refuel, and luckily Shut-In Love is about to be able to take the chances to be back on the lead. So hope he can do it, because it's going to get everything has to see it. And looks like Curtis Boy still stays on in first place. Now looks like that was definitely might be able to takes a little bit time to be able to do a patient moment, and giving a time to be able to do a lot of pressure, that this is going to need to take a few chances to be able to save up for only the moment. Now by the time of the length of the distance, so looks like it takes on for a minute gap ahead. It's going to be able to go on the way here. Now looks like this is going to be able to take a lot of skills to be able to keep up on it, but it is going to be a very long time of the race, so it might be able to do it on this one, folks, because all the epic moments of each racing, the clean skills and the accidents is definitely might be on the way to be able to survive this one, because it's going to get everything has to toughen up on it, because it's going to get very challenging to be on the way, that this is going to need to take a few more lengths that this is going to need to go in for. But it's going to get very long ways that we are always going to take on the endurance race, that this is going to get everything we'll be prepared for. So it's going to get very long ways that this is going to be quite doing a lot of skills that we have to be able to do a lot more practice, as we always need to do. So it's only down for only 3 more laps to go. So luckily the top skilled drivers are now going to be on the way to be able to make onto the podium. So this is going to be able to do perfectly well. And then other skilled drivers standardly, that this is going to need to take a lot of pressure to be able to keep up. So it's going to be able to do further more runs to be able to take the distance. We might be able to get there. So looks like they're on the 17th lap, and we're almost going to be able to be on the way. But it's going to be able to take a lot of running skills to be able to go there. But it's going to be a very exhaustive one for every driver, that this is going to need to take a lot of focus to be able to stay on track. But it's going to be able to do it. Now looks like continuing on to be able to see how everybody's doing. So looks like luckily Haywood is in 4th place. So looks like Awesome Trick Killer is now definitely is going to be on the way. So this is going to be quite very good for Some Trick Killer. Is definitely might be going in onto 3rd place. Is going to be able to do a lot of good faster moments. We'll be able to stay on it. but it's going to be able to take a lot of reduce of the gap distance for any skilled drivers. It's going to be able to go there. Now, looks like going to be able to catch up on it, so just going to be able to try again on the bus stop corner, and then this is going to be able to do perfectly by the skills. Is going to be able to go in by taking the approach, but it's going to be able to take a little bit more techniques. It's going to be on the way. Now, moving on in onto the 18 lap for the other drivers are going to be currently on for. So it's definitely might be able to do well. If we have to be able to do plenty more strength, that this is going to need to take up a few more skills of the SR, we might be able to do it, because it's going to get very challenging to see any moments of every racer can get. So it's definitely might be able to take a little bit hard skills to be able to do it. Now, looks like going to catch up onto AMP X4. So it's definitely might be able to take plenty of speed that this is going to go in. But looks like it's going to be able to almost running out of fuel anytime soon, folks, because this is going to be able to take for only one more lap of the run, because it's going to get everything well quick rush to be able to go there. So every time that we did pretty good for taking a Le Mans race, so every different tracks are definitely might be skillful made, that we might be able to be prepared for the challenging moments, because every skill capable prototype cars are now going to be able to be on the way. Now it's going to be a very tough one, because it's going to be able to do some various technique on the bus stop, because it's going to get plenty of difficult work. We might be able to master the skills of every racetrack. It's going to be on the way in, so this is going to be able to do excellent, that this is going to be able to give the moment will also to keep up. And then here we go, looks like the final lap is on the way, and this is it. So this is going to be able to do a lot of pressure work, that this is going to be able to keep it up on it. So by the check of the fuel map, it's going to be able to take a little bit the percentage down to 4%. So it looks like if I could probably able to make it. So it looks like it's going to be able to run out until when it reaches the 0. That could be able to be having at the end of the race. So it looks like AMPX Export just got a 0.5 second penalty on the way. So this is going to get everything has to do it. So he did pretty well, and then keeping up the clean turns is going to be able to do well skilled to be made. Now it's going to be able to take a little bit more time, and it looks like Curtis Boyce takes the podium on first place by the win. So he did pretty good. So looks like he did pretty excellent. Chadin Love comes in second place, is pretty good in going on the silver, and Isam Trickilla is in third place. So looks like this is going to be quite very excellent to see how the other racers are definitely might be pretty good for having a nice race well done. And then here it goes by the skin of its teeth by 0% of this time. So it's definitely might be going in to be able to take a lot of skillful pressure to go there. So this is going to be able to be on the way. So looks like time over. So looks like finally made it in onto 13th place. But it is going to be taking a lot of effort of this work of this race. So looks like very good to take 3 positions to be able to race up on it. So it is going to be able to do a lot of faster work during the time in the Nations Cup by using a Group 1 car. So that was a very good, excellent race out there, folks, because we did pretty good. So now this is going to be able to take a lot of work to be able to keep up on this race. So hope this is definitely might be able to do for a recent outcome that we did pretty good. So all of us to be able to have a good SR increase on the blue. So looks like that was definitely might be pretty good to be able to survive this race. Okay, now this is going to be able to congratulations to Curtis Boyce for the win. So he did pretty good for his Audi R18 2016. So it's definitely might be very excellent to be able to take a lot of skills for every Group 1 car that might be able to have a good skill. So Curtis Boyce saying thanks for the race. So it will be able to have a good response to be able to do perfectly after this time of the race. So well, looks like AMPX4 receives for a good response comment, so looks like that was a very good race, AMPX4, so thanks for the clean race. Now, looks like this is going to be good to be able to proceed, to be able to go on, so looks like they caught very fast, so it definitely might be very challenging to be able to step up on it, so luckily that this is going to be able to do a lot of running work, that this is going to be able to do it. So, well, that was a lot of fun race. So if we had to keep up to be able to drive fast and stay strong by using a Group 1 car, it will be able to take the pressure, we might be able to keep up to stay strong, we'll also to be able to maintain, so we will better have to keep trying so we can do the best. So this was a very challenging race out there for today on the Nations Cup, folks. So looks like we did pretty well, that if we had to be able to stay strong and keep up the faster work, because it takes plenty of skills to be able to master the Dragon Trail Seaside by using a Group 1 car. So luckily, going for the LMP1 is going to be able to take the hard challenge. We're always going to be able to keep up for only one faster lap times is going to get everything to do a lot of skills. We will always to do the best whenever we can. So we did good, so we might be able to proceed for the next round until we will get everything started for a different racing category. Alright folks, glad that you really enjoyed this race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. I'll be seeing you guys next time for continuing on the 2019-20 exhibited series on the Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay cool.